ready for another lesson?
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Back Row Banter, your favorite casual movie talk podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Schwartz, and on this week's episode, we'll be reviewing none other than the Super Mario Bros. Movie. But before we get to any of that, I'm joined today, of course, by, what did I have? Nizakong, Nathaniel Gingrich.
What up, folks? I am Nizakong, the
Nizakong.
Nathaniel version of the Donkey Kong family.
Yes.
Donkey Kong was my first game. Donkey Kong 64. I got the N64 Donkey Kong Edition package for Christmas one year, and it came with Donkey Kong 64, and it was really hard. I remember for a kid that had never played any video games to just pick that up, it was pretty difficult, but it was fun. I don't know how far I ever got in that one. But
I don't know if I've ever played a Donkey Kong game besides, like, I think there was one with the bongos on the GameCube.
I do remember that one. Yeah,
I forgot which one that was, but they had the bongos. That was really fun. Also joining us today, it's Toad Tyler Dallas.
Toad.
My favorite, well, actually, one of my favorite Mario characters. My go-to Mario Kart racer, Toad.
Really?
Yes. Fun fact. So I got a soft spot in my heart for Toad. And every other Mario game, like multiplayer game, besides like Smash Bros, I'll play as Waluigi. So like Mario Tennis, Soccer, Party.
Was it Aces?
Aces. Yep. That's the newest one. And then they have, I don't know, the latest Mario Party. They just released a new Mario Super Strikers game. I haven't played it yet, but that was like one of my favorite games growing up that I played with my brothers, and I got so mad at my brother one time for beating me that I picked up like my mom's $20 or a 20-pound dumbbell and threw it at him. And there's still a dent in the floor of our basement to this day.
So
Nice.
Was that your first rage quit?
Yes, it was. Yeah, started early. Started young. But yeah, I love the Mario Super Strikers. Good games. Have you guys play those?
I never played the Super Strikers.
I have. Yeah, me neither.
The one there's the original Mario Super Strikers, and then there's Mario Super Strikers.
That's the soccer one, right?
Yeah. What do they call it? They called the one for the Wii something else. There was like a name after it. I forgot what it was. But there's two of them, and they were both really good. And they just released a new one on the Switch, and I haven't played it yet, but I think I will soon. Anyway. Rounding out the squadron, of course, is Big Bowser BlakeHolder.
Kind of figured this one was coming, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't that hard this week. Yeah, it wasn't that hard.
Nah, it was inevitable.
Got the
Would have
coolest
been cool.
fucking
Maybe
name.
got like the Womp Block, but I'm okay with it.
The Womp
Womp
Block.
Yeah,
Dang.
but
It
I'm
doesn't
okay with
do
Bowser. Nothing
the
wrong
B,
with
I
Bowser.
can't. Yeah, nothing wrong.
Yeah,
with Bowser.
no, it's okay. I am an advocate for turtles.
Yes.
True.
I guess he's probably tortoise. Do we think Bowser's a turtle or a tortoise?
They say turtle in the movie. Spoilers.
I always thought he was a dragon.
I guess.
They
Yeah.
refer to him as a turtle. So
He's a dragon.
He just
No way.
read dragon to me.
He's like
yeah,
an alligator
I
snapping
agree.
turtle.
Ever since he started blowing fire, I was like, that's not a
That
turtle.
is a good giveaway.
Yeah, the fire
think-
breathing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's a Shrek scenario. His mother was his dragon. His father was a turtle.
I like that.
Donkey dragon hybrid.
That's
so
what
are
I'm
you saying
saying.
in this universe, Donkey is his dad?
No, I'm saying a dragon and a turtle is dead. One of the
Well,
Ninja
not a
Turtles.
dragon.
Oh,
Yeah. Or depending on, right? But
Yeah, either way.
either way.
Riddle me this.
What do you guys have a favorite Mario game of any kind?
Oh,
Mario
it's gotta
64.
Gotta be Double
original.
Dash.
Yeah, we talked about Double Dash last week.
Yeah, it's gotta be Double Dash. Quick answer.
Tyler, what did you say?
Mario 64.
Oh, 64. Yeah, that's a big one.
That's the OG. I don't even think Adam's
Massive.
played that thing before.
I played that game for hours on end with Justin.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I had the Super Mario Bros. Deluxe on my Game Boy Color, and I really liked that a lot. Which was just like a port of the NES like version, I think, with like a couple different add-ons as well too.
Right.
But I have
You
a
were
very
playing, go ahead.
I have a vivid memory of moving to Arizona and going to like we were staying with my cousin and my aunt and uncle really for the first like week or two while we like moved there, and my cousin had a SNES, I want to say, and it must have been an NES because I just remember him showing me the original Mario Brothers and him just speed running it in like 45 minutes as well too, while I just struggled to play the first level over and over and over again. But yeah, Mario 64. Super Smash Bros. Does that count? First Mario for a Mario
No.
game?
Oh, I guess.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, no, that's not a Mario game.
Barely.
No?
I mean, I guess if you look at the original, it was mainly Mario characters plus Link and Kirby, I think, and then Pikachu. Is Pikachu in the original?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you just get Mario and Luigi. That's the only Mario characters. There's just as many other characters too, because you got Link, Samus, Captain Falcon,
True.
Fox, Pikachu.
Yeah, so I don't know if I really consider that a Mario game,
Okay, fine.
but
Yeah,
he
that's
is
fair.
in it, so I don't know.
All right, I'll go with Super Mario Bros. Deluxe since Tyler sold Mario 64.
I mean,
Fair.
we can have the same game.
I guess that's true.
No, you can't. That's against the rules.
We need diversity among
Right.
the choices.
Yeah,
We
we need
need-
differing
Well,
opinions.
Adam, what's yours though? Are you rolling Double Dash or are you going the Aces?
Ooh. No, I would honestly, dude, it might be like the Super Strikers game.
Ah,
Like that game was
Mario
so much
Parties
fun.
are fucking up there too, bro.
Mario
Dude,
Party's
Mario
were
Party-
fun.
yeah, very quietly for sure. Very quietly for sure.
Yeah, Mario Party should.
It's almost like
be
Nintendo makes good games sometimes.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's almost like they have a
Sometimes.
good gaming catalog.
Yeah.
They're a huge IP. Surprised we finally got a movie for them.
Well,
Well.
there are others.
Yeah, there's one from what was it, like the 80s,
1993.
90s, something like that. Yeah, I've actually never seen that, but I've now kind of heard rumblings about it.
I'll
I've heard it's like impossible to watch. Like it's not streaming
it's not
anywhere.
impossible. Well, I have a DVD. So I have to find it. I don't know where it is currently because I tried looking for it so I can pop it in while we're doing this, but
Yeah,
I
I've
will
never seen
find it. And if at any point we decide that we're all sitting down somewhere being a bunch of idiots and we want to watch it, let me know.
I'm down. I think it'd be a
Because
fun watch.
you will have a good time ripping it the fuck apart.
It is surely
I-
something special.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I'll go with I'll go with Mario Super Strikers, whatever the hell the one on the Wii was called. That's one I remember quite fondly. But of course, Double Dash is up there. Oh man, Double Dash is up there. All right. Well, with all of that out of the way, because of course I'm sure everybody was wondering what our favorite Mario games were. Let us know what your favorite Mario games are. And let's get into the what we're watching segment here. Nathaniel, I'm going to just go back to you for our go-to to kick it off.
Yeah, this was the week of me catching up on shows that people have told me I should watch for a while now.
Okay, so you finished Last of Us.
I didn't finish it, but
So
I'm
it's out,
on
right?
episode 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I finished
okay,
the first
I'll
3
take it.
episodes.
I'll take it.
So yeah, it's a good show. I don't know if you guys knew this. Pretty popular show. Pretty well done for the first couple episodes.
What's it called again? I already forgot.
Last of Us.
Heard of it.
I haven't gotten around to that.
I think my dad was watching it, so
Yeah, that's good.
Also, real quick before you get into the whole shebang of this,
Mhm.
Adam, it's Mario Strikers Charged.
thank you. Yep. Sounds about right.
Charged. But yeah, Last of Us. It's good show. It's good stuff. The Nick Offerman episode is really, really good. I'm interested to see if that will be the high point of the series, as it kind of feels like it might be from what, internet rumblings have been talking about so far. What else can I say about it? It's
Did you finish it?
No, I just finished
Okay.
those 3 episodes. So yeah, we're getting into some of it, I suppose, into kind of like the meat. It's just getting going.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I guess like it hasn't fully, I'm not ready to call it the greatest show I've ever seen yet so far, but it is really good. I think it rivals kind of, your appointment television that we've had so far. I'll be interested to see where they kind of go, as I have like kind of a vague outline of where the story goes, overall. But there was, I think it's definitely a show that you can tell, like, as Adam has said multiple times, like they've thought about it. It's definitely very planned out and kind of structured. So that's been, fun to dip into so far. So we'll see.
I'm excited for you to finish it out.
Another show that I watched for the first time that folks have been telling me to watch for a while. I watched the first couple episode of Ozark. As well.
Wow.
My dad loves that show.
Yeah,
Good for you.
I've never watched that either. So I watched, I think, 3 or 4 episodes now so far. Which it's good. I mean, I think everyone has said that for a while. I like that they've just kind of openly said that the 2 main characters are kind of scumbags, and like, it's just kind of building off of that. And yeah.
Have you always, I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a Jason Bateman fan are you prior to this?
I'll generally see something if he's in it, I feel like. Then there was a while there where he got like kind of ubiquitous.
Sure.
What was the one that I saw him in? I feel like I've seen The Gift, where he plays kind of another character where he kind of plays more against type in some ways, because I think he very often plays the, just kind of bumbling everyman and that kind of thing. But in that one, he's much more like, he can kind of play that for sinister vibes as well too. And that was definitely an area where he'd flexed those muscles before, but it's good to see him in this as well too. And I think Laura Linney makes a really good balance to him in that sense.
You fucking
just wait.
wait.
Yeah, I was about to say, just fucking wait.
But yeah, we'll have to revisit this when you're done, because I want to see if this is like mind-blowingly changing for you on Jason Bateman, or if this is just kind of like, yeah, that's cool, I get it. So
Now,
I'll be surprised.
Now that you bring up Ozark, I realize I haven't finished the final season.
Ugh.
Maybe I should go back and do that.
Have fun. Good luck. Don't pick on me. I'm gonna go grab something.
Okay.
It's a little forbidding, but all right.
Then I caught up on my weekly shows, which has at this point been Ted Lasso, Mandalorian season 3.
How's Ted Lasso going? I have yet to catch back up on this last season.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's been weird because I don't feel like there's like really any kind of hype around it right now or anything. Like no one's really talking about it very much, at least in my circles that I've seen. But I think this new season's been great. It's really fun so far. So yeah.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying it.
That's the thing is I see it like casually mentioned here or there, or I see people talking about like previous seasons, like, oh, I just got into it and it's been great or whatever. But I haven't seen anyone really talking about this new season specifically. So
yeah, no, I think it's been
feedback on it.
Very, very positive so far. I'm definitely along for the ride. I think that's another show that is very, you can tell is thought about and plotted and structured ahead of time as well too, and all that kind of stuff. So along with that, like I said, Mandalorian, keeping up with that as well too. That's one show that a lot of people I know have not been enjoying, but I've have again been thinking the season's been pretty fun too. So whatever. And Succession, which was, if you have been managed to avoid, there is a very big event on this latest Succession episode.
Don't spoil. I'm not caught up, but I
Yeah.
saw everyone blow up on Twitter about Succession today. So.
Yeah, so I managed to get through Monday without actually having it spoiled for me, and it is a big deal, but it's very interesting. So
Okay.
that's just another great show where it's one I definitely have to be like, okay, I'm preparing myself to watch Succession now, because it is just 45 minutes of people being very mean to one another, but
Yes.
it's also just like it's some of the best writing and darkly funny, like just pitifully funny acting and performances that just I've ever seen. It's great.
Sure.
So yeah. And then what else did I get to? I also started another show. Well, actually, it came out. Waz has been watching the show Mythic Quest on Apple TV Plus, and I've caught an episode every now and then on there. And today I just watched the pilot episode of that as well too. So we'll see if I pick that up. But other than that, Super Mario Bros. Was the movie I saw, and I'll kick it over to Blake.
Super Mario Bros.
Blake, are you there?
Sorry about that. You guys got me now?
I do got you.
I think I accidentally muted myself. Yeah, pretty quick list for me. Nothing out of the ordinary. I got to 2 rewatches. One was The Invisible Man, starring Elizabeth Moss. Got back to that one. Haven't seen that since. I don't think we've done that for the pod. I don't think I've seen that since I caught it in theaters, which is ironically the last movie I saw before COVID, because that was like February 2020. So got back to that. I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to watch. Caught on HBO Max and was like, you know what, I'll put it on. That's still a really good thriller. Holds up well. They use a lot of like negative space really well in that film, just with you thinking that somebody's standing there. Kind of the way The Night House is shot by David Bruckner.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, pretty good film. The next one I rewatched Doctor Sleep, which is a Mike Flanagan joint. That movie's awesome. I actually really like that movie. And it's starting to grow on me. I don't know if it's my favorite. It might be my favorite Mike Flanagan movie. And he's got a few hits as well. So, but yeah, just rewatch that. Rebecca Ferguson is awesome as Rose the Hat. Ewan McGregor is really good as well as Danny. And overall just shot really well. He uses a lot of the cast. So the little girl from The Haunting of Hill House, who plays a little Nell, I believe. I don't have the character or the cast in front of me. Forgot her name, but she stars in it. We've all seen Dr. Sleep on here. We did it for the podcast. Nonetheless, really like it. Then I kind of seen it on the Entropy list, and I was like, you know what? It's actually at a pretty respectable number. I'm okay with that, right? We didn't really like dog it to the shit realm, but it's not completely gassed up. So yeah, those were the 2 things I watched. Outside of that, watched some basketball. So going for the Lakers, seeing what LeBron can do in year 20. They're actually playing right now, so I'm about to turn that on shortly and see what they got going on. The Bulls are in the playing game, and they actually no, the Bulls play tomorrow. Yeah, the Bulls play tomorrow, so we'll see what they do. I'm not overly hopeful, to be honest with you fellas. I'm thinking
me
we
either.
take the L tomorrow. Yeah,
Although I will say the Raptors, if like there's any team we have to play, I'm glad we're playing the Raptors. Like I definitely think it's a team we can beat, but I just have no expectations.
Yeah. Then we'll have to see. Do you know who won today between the Heat and the Hawks? I assume the Heat won. I didn't watch the first game.
I didn't see the final score. The Hawks were winning for the majority of the
way.
game that I watched.
Really?
And when I stopped watching, Hawks won 116-105. When I stopped
Wow.
watching, they were in the lead. But yeah, they were in the lead pretty much the whole game.
Okay. So I mean, the Bulls got their work cut out for them. They're gonna have to beat the Raptors, and then they're gonna have to go to Miami and beat. So.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yep.
Yeah. That's all I've got, and I'll pass it to. We'll go to Adam.
Sure. Yeah, I have no idea where Ty went, but he'll be back, I'm sure. Anyway, I had a very exciting week. AKA, I just finally watched things I wanted to watch, and caught up on Attack on Titan, which was very good.
Dope.
Nathaniel, where are you at, Matt? Have you finished season 4? Oh, he's gone too.
Yep,
All
I
right,
think
I'll have to wait for
Nathaniel
him to come
and
back.
I have took a bathroom break.
All right. Well, maybe when they come back, I will give it a mention and see if they've caught up or whatever. But anyway, Attack on Titan's been great. It's been kind of funny though how they've been doing this final season where it's been drawn out over like 2.5 years now. The original, so they did a first half of the 4th season, came out in December, or started in December 2020, and then they did the second half of the season, which everyone was under the impression the second half of the season was going to be it, like done. That came out or started coming out like November of 2021 and ended in like March. And then as like when they had like 2 episodes left, they were like, "Hey guys, everybody, psych, there's actually more to the season. It's not the end." And then just a couple weeks ago, they released part 1 of their 2-part finale, like mini movie, like hour-long movie, basically, of their actual finale. So this is season 4, part 3, part 1, I think is like the technical term for it. They've just been drawing out the show for fucking ever. I don't mind it. Like, I don't mind them taking this much time and putting this much effort into it. It's just the fact that they keep milking it. It's just like, I would have rather them put out both of those both halves of the season, kind of maybe take a few month break in between, sure, but not a whole year and a half to make it again. Just kind of put it all closer together. And I think instead of a two-part finale, like hour-long episodes, because now we have to wait. We just had the part 1 come out a couple weeks ago. Now we have to wait all the way until the fall, like November, December, until we get the actual finale. Instead of doing all that, I think it would have been better if they just put the final 2 parts, if they just put it into a movie and honestly like release it in theaters. I think they'd get a lot of people to go to that, especially in Japan, but even here, I think it's one of the biggest animes here, so that'd be something I think a lot of people would go to, because I don't know how well the Demon Slayer movie did, but I don't think it did too bad here. Do you know, Nathaniel?
Yeah, no, I'm not entirely sure on kind of the bring home or the take home from the Demon Slayer film, pardon me.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as Attack on Titan, that's actually like the second anime I ever watched. And granted,
you have watched it.
I haven't caught all the way up because now they're on
Sure.
season 5, 4.
4.
Yeah, I watched up to season 3. I watched the
Okay.
first 2 seasons in college.
Right.
One of my roommates, shout out Ty, he was a huge Attack on Titan fan.
Sure.
And he put me onto that, so I watched the first 2 seasons in college, and actually it was super interesting. Then I followed up with the 3rd season that came out post college. That came out maybe a few years ago.
Right.
If I remember correctly.
In like 2018.
Yeah, I want to say 18, 19,
Yeah.
and then I've just never got around to the 4th season. But
yeah,
great show.
4th season's been great. It turns into almost a different show. Like, not really, but like the show, everything leading up to season 4, you kind of just realize was almost like epilogue. Like season 4, it gets insane. So season 4 has been awesome. I would definitely recommend, Blake, if you liked the first 2 seasons and even the 3rd that you watched, like, go ahead, catch back up, and just wait until the final part of the 4th season comes out. So like they're done, because if you did it now, you'd have to wait a couple months to get the actual finale. But once that happens, once that comes out and it's done, I would highly recommend you going back and just doing a full watch through again, because the 4th season, man, is maybe the best. It's incredible.
For sure.
Now that Nathaniel and Ty are back, have you guys caught up? Where are you guys at on Attack on Titan?
I still not
Ty's
watched
back yet.
any of the 4th season.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think whenever they did the animation studio switch, they said that they did a recap movie with the new animation studio, so I might just watch that and then go into the 4th season rather
I
than
didn't even know
recapping the
that was
whole
a thing.
movie or recapping the whole series. Yeah, I came across it on
Yeah.
Netflix at some point, I think.
That's probably cuts out a lot of the filler.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I don't know. We'll
Yeah, you
see.
could probably get through that.
We'll
And that's
see.
supposed to be the first 2 seasons?
First 3, I think.
Oh, okay. I don't know if they can do all that in one movie. I don't know how I feel about
No,
that.
I think it's a 2-parter. Like it's an hour and a half,
okay.
kind of like in each, almost like they did. Well, yeah, I don't know if you ever knew about that, but they did when they made End of Evangelion. They did
Right.
a movie beforehand that was the last 3 episodes of the series and the first half of the movie, basically. As kind of like
Gotcha.
a bridge between, but yeah.
Well, those last 3 episodes aren't really episodes. They're
Yeah, just
they're
craziness.
acid trips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about time to start doing a rewatch on that, by the way.
Stay tuned for the rest of what we're watching.
Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, well, keep going with what you're watching list then.
Of course. Attack on Titan's been great. But the other anime thing that I watch, I don't know what it is about this time of year. This happened last year, where like April, March hit, spring came. I was just like, I want to be watching anime. I don't know what happened.
Rebirth.
Back-to-back years, same time period, just on a huge anime kick right now.
You know, it gets nice outside, and you're just like, it's time
Can't
to
wait to
just
stay inside.
stay inside and be in
Yeah,
dark and
exactly.
watch anime.
Exactly.
True introvert.
Yep. So, in addition to Attack on Titan, I watched Evangelion 1.11.
The Redux.
rebuild.
Yeah. Which is basically
yes.
episodes 1 through 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, roughly. I don't remember how all the episodes shake out because it's been a while since I watched the original series.
Mhm.
I haven't watched any of the rebuilds. Actually, I watched I watched the first rebuild like halfway through last year, and then never finished it for whatever reason.
Gotcha.
But recently, I noticed that Best Buy restocked on their copies of the 2.22 and 3.33, I think it is.
Yep.
Because I know the 4th one's like 3 plus 1.02 or something
Yeah,
like that. Because
yeah.
it's just arcane and
3.0 plus 1.0. Well,
yeah.
did I ever tell you that the naming conventions behind that?
You did. It's like their version numbers almost or whatever of like
Yeah.
the story.
It's each
Right.
edits that they've done. Yeah. They add another number.
Yeah. So I considering those DVDs, those Blu-rays are probably pretty hard to come by in the US. I was like, I gotta snag those while I can. So I got 2.22 and 3.33 for I don't know what I got them for, but yeah, I got those, and I'm gonna have to try to find 1.11 somewhere if I can. And I don't know if the 4th one even has a Blu-ray, but if it does, I'll try to find it
No, it's exclusive to Amazon still.
one day. Well, we can
Hopefully.
only hope. But yeah, so just like Nathaniel was thinking, I kind of wanted to get to a rewatch of Evangelion, but I figured I'd probably be better off trying to watch the rebuilds instead of rewatching the whole series again, which would take a while. And I actually wouldn't mind
Maybe
doing
not better off, but it's definitely
not better off. But I need to see the rebuilds anyway. And so if
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
do a
time.
rewatch of that story,
It's also a more consumer friendly option for
correct,
sure.
Yeah, so much more consumer friendly. Not that I was necessarily better off because I wouldn't mind watching the original at all. But it's just I wanted to watch rebuilds, haven't, and I just recently picked up the DVDs for 2 and 3, so it's like pretty good time to put it on. So watch that this weekend. Really good animations, incredible. There are just some frames. There's just some frames and shots that I'm just like you could look at this all day. It's just a work of art. I would love to get some kind of like collection of just frames from that movie. I think I had when I watched like half of it originally, I had this kind of idea of like getting nice printed out frames of the movie and kind of making like a color wall of like just different colors that are pop up throughout the movie with different frames and whatever, and just kind of making a nice little array of color with using Evangelion rebuilds. But we'll see if that ever happens. But yeah, very great animation. If you want to watch Evangelion and you have not seen the show, probably, or if you're not like into anime in that way, probably the best way to watch it is the rebuilds.
Which are
I think
all
it's a little
on
more,
Amazon Prime.
which are all on Amazon Prime, which is very
Oh.
very nice. That is available. If you want to watch the original, that's on Netflix still, I believe.
Yes.
So, but yeah, that's it. Got to that, and I also finished Drive to Survive season 5.
Oh.
Overall, pretty underwhelmed. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy this season as much, just because I just enjoy watching the races now, and it's just not.
I was gonna say you've made the
Right.
switch to where like
Mhm.
one, you see the season actually unraveling, and then you go back and watch it through
Yeah.
the Netflix series. But
the
on top of that, you're just
retrospective.
more interested in the sport itself versus
Right.
how Netflix wants you to view it.
Yeah, and it's still very entertaining to watch when because they do have these camera angles that you don't see other places really. Like there's a lot of onboard camera angles that I feel like have to be exclusive to Netflix in some way, because
Yeah.
they just get so many that are incredible on track shots on the cars or whatever it is. And it's a great way to watch the racing that you don't really get from watching the broadcast, and it's still very entertaining in that respect. But everything around it, it's just kind of like, all right, like being a little dramatic here about everything. But still a good show. It's just my enjoyment of it is waning, but I still highly recommend it to anybody, because watching that show will instantly make you a Formula One fan, which everyone should be.
True.
Yeah, I think that's about it for my list. I can't really think of anything else I watched. So, Ty, you want to finish this off here?
Yeah. Did Blake go while I was gone?
He did.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
bad. Just want to make sure.
Oh, appreciate it. out.
My list is not very long, but I think we have some things in common with a majority of the group. And one of the things I got around to was Attack on Titan.
Hey, you also catch up?
Yeah, I am. I got I've been watching it on Hulu, and I got booted out of my
Yeah,
Hulu
same.
on my phone. So,
Nice.
and I don't have it on my Xbox, so I can't tell
Okay.
you exactly where I left off. But
Okay.
I'm only doing whatever's dubbed because that's how I started it, and I don't want to make the switch.
Okay.
I
I have no.
but I'm-
Is the final movie part dubbed yet?
don't know. I don't
I don't
think so.
I don't think so either. But it's gonna be coming out soon. They don't wait too long on those.
I would
think.
assume. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm either 2 episodes short of the end, or I'm like at the end.
Okay.
So I'll
Yeah.
have to double check though. I'm trying to
Because
get.
I had to back up a couple episodes to the end before the end of part 2 of season 4. I had to back up a few episodes to catch fully up to that.
Yeah.
They kind of leave it for a end of a part. It's on a cliffhanger, but it's not like the most exciting cliffhanger. I don't know. It's a very emotional moment.
Sure.
You'll see what I'm talking about, but it's not like it might not be what you expect.
Yeah.
However, once you get to the movie does end on a cliffhanger where you're like, all right, just get me into the next one. We gotta go. We gotta go now. Like, give me to.
I'm excited either way. I think I don't know how many episodes that I actually got to like jam through, but it was at
Sure.
least 10 to 15
Mhm.
that I got to just indulge myself with, and so
Yeah.
I was very happy. I love this show. I miss this show. This was
Yeah.
like when this show early on came out, I was like a big fan. I was one of the pioneers of the bandwagon. I said, you got to get
Okay.
on this thing.
Yeah. You were driving the
He
bandwagon.
built that
wasn't
wagon
driving it.
with his bare hands.
I wasn't driving it, but I was definitely pushing it.
You were collecting tickets. I see.
Yep. So yeah, huge fan of the show in general, and I'm very happy
Yeah.
with where it's gone so far, and
Yeah.
it's just amazing. So yeah,
Have you ever watched the sub, or have you been dub exclusive since day one?
So anytime I enjoy a dub, I'll go back and I'll see if I like the sub.
Mm-hmm.
I will almost never switch in the middle. I don't
Right,
care
yeah.
how much content is in front of me. I'll wait. I'm just used to it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's hard to switch. It's harder than you think to kind of go back
in
and
the
forth.
middle, if I find
Yeah.
something that I like have to watch, like if I hear about something and I'm like, dude, I have to watch this, and it's just not in dubs yet, then I'll absolutely go for sub.
Right.
And if I start it that way, I'll finish it that way, which
Yeah.
is
I
cool
think
because
I've
then I actually
actually
get to be on top of a show.
I think I've seen. So I do the sub for Attack on Titan and have caught up with the sub, but I believe I've seen the first 2 seasons dubbed as well. Like when I did a rewatch, I decided to try the dub instead of
Yeah.
the sub to see how I like it compared. Sub's not bad, or I mean, dub's not bad. I like the sub better, but dub is pretty good still.
Yeah, I love the dub to this. There's like some dubs that I think are just so well done,
Mhm.
and because there are some out there that are just fucking terrible.
Yeah, I will say if
Um,
we're talking about the Evangelion rebuilds, Misato, I cannot stand her voice actor in the dub.
yeah,
Um, Nathaniel, I don't know if you
Oh,
watch dub or sub.
yeah, I guess.
You know what I'm talking about? Have you watched the dub?
I don't know if I have. I think I might have just seen the sub of the rebuilds,
I feel like we did the dubs when we did a rewatch.
but we didn't rewatch the rebuilds, did we?
No, well,
I know we
maybe.
did. We did the dubs in English of the show, but I don't think we did the dub. I don't think we watched the rebuilds together.
Maybe we didn't. Maybe I just did that by myself.
I'm pretty sure because you watched the rebuilds around the same time I watched the first one, like last year, right, Ty? I'm pretty sure. I just kind of
pretty
remember
sure.
that popping up on the what we're watching like around the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
So at that point, I don't know if you would have watched it with Nathaniel. Maybe not.
No, at that time I would have watched it by myself.
Yeah.
But either way,
Yeah.
Evangelion.
You got Attack on.
Go
yeah,
watch it.
you got Attack on Titan.
Yeah, so that's been really, really fun to get back into. The new kind of like dinner show that Leah and I have been kind of starting. I don't know if I talked about this last week, but maybe I did. But either way, it's Narcos because she's never seen it.
I've also never seen it.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get to feed my Pedro Pascal fetish. So
Right. That's always a good
we're
thing.
all good.
He's ubiquitous at the moment. You can't get away from him.
The hard part is like, or I guess the funny part is, or the part that I really don't care about is like, I don't want to. He's just,
Yeah, he's great.
He's just a fucking awesome guy.
Yeah.
So, great show. Definitely go watch it. It was a little hard to get Leah into it. Not that she doesn't ever watch anything that has subs, but usually when it's late at night, she's just like, no, I don't want to read on a TV. I'd rather read a book. And I'm like, that's cool. So it was a little hard to get her into it, but she loves it so far. And I liked it since it came out. It was great. So we're doing that. And then I got around to one of my favorite anime movies that I think is somewhere on our short list, or I don't know, maybe it's not. But if I ever get like a random anime pick, I'll probably pick this movie. I've introduced Nathaniel to it when we were living together, but it's called Red Line.
I wondered when this was going to pop up again.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Awesome movie. And that's literally just a movie about like a cosmic race
Yeah, big race.
that's happening on a planet that it's not sanctioned to be on. So there's guns, really fast space cars, really good story, awesome artwork. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. And at some point, like I said, if I get the chance to make a random recommendation, or if someone's just like pick something anime, and I'll probably pick a movie over a show, obviously. And that's been one that's pretty up there for me for sure.
Is it you said it was an anime?
Yeah.
Where was it streaming?
You can actually catch it right now on Tubi for free.
Tubi.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Tubi's
I
got
think-
everything, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think it's on Amazon Prime, but I don't know. Sometimes Prime's weird. Like you get in there and then they say, "Oh, you gotta also have this subscription, and you gotta have this subscription." And so I don't know if you can actually get on there. I saw Tubi, knew that it would be free on Tubi, so I just went to Tubi.
Gotcha.
I think you can get it on Vudu right now for free too, potentially. If that I don't know if that sounds right, but yeah, it's 2009. But and it's actually pretty short. It's hour 42. And it moves
Oh, that's
quick.
not bad.
But it's just one of my favorites, and yeah, I love it. It's great.
Tyler, did you ever
Cool.
see Afro Samurai?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's another good one.
Yeah.
It's time for that to do a rewatch. Anyways,
My love for Afro Samurai started with Samurai Jack,
oh sure,
Mm.
which is like for some odd reason has like just the weirdest cult following, and it's a massive following for Samurai Jack.
it's that guy Tartakovsky or whatever, that main animator guy. Everyone
Yeah.
loves him. But is it time to move to the main review segment?
Yeah,
I just want to.
we can move there. Well,
we're-
yeah, after if anybody wants
we're
to.
good. We're good to go on. I just want to give a little. We're watching teaser and a bit of a heads up for anyone who still has time if you're watching this. But Suzumi is coming out this Thursday in the U.S. for 1 day of screenings only. If you're confused, Suzumi is the latest film. I won't say the third, but it almost feels like it's going to be like a little trilogy almost. Anyway, Your Name and Weathering with You. Of course, if you're a longtime listener of the podcast, two of my favorite movies that I've watched, period, in my life. The creator, Makoto Shinkai, has his new movie coming out, Suzumi, 1 day screening this Thursday, which I will be catching. Nathaniel, I sent you the link to the Fandango site
You did.
for the screening, realizing I didn't really give you context, and I don't know if you knew what it was. So it was like, probably like 6 hours after I sent that link, I was like, I just sent Nathaniel a link to a website, and if he has no idea what this movie is, he's gonna be so confused.
No,
but-
I'm looking at it now. I'm seeing if I can get tickets through AMC.
Yeah, you should be able to. It's a Fandango thing, so I'm pretty sure it's in a lot of theaters. I'm sure one of the ones near you guys will be. If my Regal is doing a screening,
Oh, for sure.
one of the AMC's nearby you guys is doing a screening. So I'm going to be seeing that on Thursday. I'm very excited, and
Could
I'm also
see it.
very happy I'll be able to see it in
Ooh.
theaters. So
Should
it's
we
going to
see
be awesome.
And well, here's our conversation. They have it in subs or dubs. Subs is in IMAX, but dubs is not in IMAX.
Ooh. Well, I did sub. There's 2 dub screenings and 1 sub screening, and me and my friends, Noah 2 and crew, decided to do the sub.
The
'cause
Noahs.
we're purists. Yes, the Noahs. Yes.
As we discussed multiple times on the podcast, you don't
Of course,
have
yeah.
other roommates. You just have
Right.
multiple Noahs.
I just right.
It is a series of infinite Noahs.
Mm-hmm.
Much like the clones in Stormtroopers in Star Wars, which is not what we're talking about this week.
Right.
But what we are
No,
talking
I was hoping.
about-
I was thinking you're gonna make a Mario transition there. I was like, oh, let's go. And just straight to
Somehow
Star Wars.
I was watching the trailer for the new Star Wars show, the new Visions seasons before this episode, so my mind was thinking Star Wars at the moment.
I
Sorry.
see. It's easy to get those wires crossed. Well, welcome, listeners, to the main review segment of the podcast. Nathaniel, if the listener here is new, or maybe they've just forgotten, can you give them a rundown of how the review segment works?
Okay, here, folks. If you're new, or maybe you've just forgotten, what if I did that whole thing in like a mock Minnesotan accent? That'd be fun, right? Main review segment here on Back Row Banter. It is divided into 2 sections. It's the non-spoiler section, and then the spoiler section. It's pretty self-explanatory. For the non-spoiler section, we'll go over the plot summary, the IMDb page, who wrote it, who directed, who's in it, all that good stuff. We'll go around the squadron and decide, do we recommend this movie? Has to be a yes or no. There is no nuance on the internet. And from then on, it'll be spoiler time. Any big spoilers or plot twists will be discussed ad nauseum in the spoiler time zone. But if you don't want to have anything spoiled for you, pop out, but pop back in, check the show notes, and wait for the spoiler noise, because we'll be raking Super Mario
Ranking.
Bros. Raking. We'll be raking
Yes.
Super Mario together,
ranking.
and then we're going to be
Correct.
ranking it on our entropy list.
Last.
Our entropy list, which also is
You're on
has
a roll.
which also has a last place movie too. But will Mario be last place? Who knows? We'll see when we rank it on our entropy list, which is our big list
We
of
will.
everything we've watched on the podcast. Ranked. Whew. Nearly lost it there at the end, but I think I landed the plane, guys. I think we're
You
fine.
did. Yes. We do land on the Hudson.
Yeah, upside down.
Yeah.
Upside down.
All right. Well, this of course is the Super Mario Bros. Movie, a new movie rated PG, kid friendly for all you kids out there. This podcast is not, so I don't know what you're doing listening. Anyway, and it's got an IMDb or runtime of 1 hour and 32 minutes and an IMDb rating of 7.4 out of 10. Directed by Aaron Horvath, Michael Jelenic, and Pierre Leduc, or Ledouche, I don't know. Anyway, written by Matthew Fogel, starring what a decent cast here. We've got Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, as I saw an interview with her and she pronounced her name Anya.
Anya, really?
So it's Anya. We've been wrong this whole time, and you know what? I sincerely apologize to friend of the
Sus.
show, Anya Taylor-Joy. What do you mean sus?
What's your source?
I'll send you the video. I'll find it. I mean, it's not that I can't. I'm sure it can't be that hard to find a video of her pronouncing her own name.
Was she drinking? What happened before this interview?
You know what? I don't have
I
that
need
much context
context.
for you, Ty.
What kind of
Where's,
journalism major are you?
Where is she
Got it.
from, though? Is she? I want to say
She's got some kind of accent, but I don't know, to be
could be
honest.
wrong,
Is a British American actress.
Ah,
She was born in Miami. Her father is Scottish.
so
and
she can be president.
that is-
her father is Scottish, who was born in South America, and her mother is Spanish English, who was born in Zambia and Africa.
Okay.
Oh man!
So
talk
yeah,
about an
she got a
interesting background.
Wild.
weird And Anya lived her childhood between Argentina
Thank you,
and
thank you.
England. Argentina, Scottish. That's
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
on
technically,
Wikipedia?
No, I'm reading. This is our trusted IMDb.
I don't know if I trust it much
There's just
anymore.
some
This is-
asshole just writing
this
up
really is-
fucking random shit, and Nathaniel's like, "Yeah, fucking Mars."
This is my good friend Anya. All right, so. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading off the Anya Taylor-Joy IMDb page. The Anya one
yeah.
hasn't been
Yeah.
updated yet.
Yeah, go find Anya Taylor-Joy and then see where she's from.
Yeah.
Anyway, this movie also stars Charlie Day, Jack Black, Kevin Michael Richardson, Carrie Payton. We're going in order of like appearance. Let me skip to all the
So say, I remember
bigger
there's,
ones, I
there's a
would say.
Keegan Michael Key in there. Keegan Michael Key, I should say.
Michael Key, Fred Armisen, Seth Rogen. Who else? Whole cast and crew. Yeah, click on that link there.
I think that's mostly the big names.
I think we're missing one or two.
Did we say Chris Pratt for Mario?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? You might be right. I think we did get most of the big ones. All right, we'll leave it there. The IMDb summary reads as follows: the story of the Super Mario Bros. On their journey through the Mushroom Kingdom.
Ken, that's about as blank as you can get.
And that's about the best IMDb summary we've had on the podcast so far. Because, well, it's hard to write a summary for a movie that doesn't have a whole lot of plot.
that doesn't have a fucking. What did you expect? I mean, like honestly, fellas.
No,
obviously,
you know
this is
what?
pretty spoiler, but like, it's a fucking Mario movie, man. Like,
Yeah,
A game that
Yeah.
famously doesn't have a plot.
yeah. It's to
well,
make.
I guess
to make-
technically there is a plot.
I know.
You're just rescuing
There is.
somebody. That's
there,
usually the plot.
sure, but it's very loose, and so is the plot in this film. I'll leave it there before we get into this, for non-spoilers, because don't want to say too much, obviously. But this movie is about what you should expect. I unfortunately had higher expectations, And then I sat down and the movie started and I was like, oh, they're way too high. Let me lower them really quick. And then you know what? I was like, all right, this is an okay time. Like I'm having
Was that
an
a
all right time.
was that a physical process for you? Was there like a crank you needed to lower your expectations real quick? Or was that
I got up to the bathroom and just pulled the app up on my phone and then kind of it's like a slider, you know. You go to Letterboxd, it's a pro feature.
and there's just
Pre-movie?
You can yeah exactly. You can set expectations.
damn, I'm gonna have
I don't know if you
to
guys
be
you guys got to
looking
get on
into this.
Letterboxd Pro.
Interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I thoroughly enjoy going into movies as blind as possible.
Oh sure. Yeah. I just was like, good reviews, trailers look good, animation looks good, voice acting cast is pretty good. And then the one thing I forgot to account for is the fact that it's a Mario movie and there's gonna be no plot.
Yeah, the only thing I really saw before this as far as like where my scale was that this had like one of like the biggest box office weekends for like an animated movie. It did like 377 million or something like that in 5
it did something
days.
stupid.
Yeah. So that's where I was like, okay. I was like, well, that's not an easy feat. So I'm like, well, you know, run it. This has got to be okay. So.
And did you find it okay?
Yeah. Yeah. It was okay.
Yeah, it's hard to go above that. It's definitely hard to go above that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay.
It was okay. I think I walked out with the same exact reaction. I watched a movie. It was entertaining. It was fine, you know? Blake, Nathaniel, where are you guys landing on Mario?
I would quick answer, definitely not my favorite video game movie. Not even my favorite video game movie of the past like 3 years. But at the same time, I didn't really expect much out of this in the first place. And I got pretty much what I thought it was going to be. Few jokes, cool animation. And honestly, that's really it. There's nothing going on in this movie. So like I guess that's all I really have to say.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of video game adaptations, though, like I would watch Mortal Kombat. I don't know if that's just because I'm a combat fanatic. But even I'd pick the Sonic movie over this with Jim Carrey. To be completely honest with you, so
amazing.
Yeah. That's my 2 cents.
I haven't seen that movie, but I've heard it's actually not too bad.
First one's pretty cool, man.
Dude, when they fucking announced that movie and then the trailer was shit and everybody was fucking pissed, so they reanimated the whole fucking movie. I was like, hey, I listen to your crowd.
Yeah, no, they because if they didn't change it, everyone would be pissed.
Oh yeah.
Man, I don't know. I'm really, this movie confuses me, and I don't know if I was a victim of my own expectations as well too. Like I guess I just like came out of it being like, huh, I thought we'd gotten past this at this point. You know, like I thought Shrek and the Lego movie and even like Despicable Me to an extent, you know, like proved that we could do movies that were geared for kids that even had existing IP and make them good and appealing to everyone. Yeah, so that you're not just beating your head against the wall.
That's a good way to put that, because it does feel like a little bit of a step back in that regard.
Yeah, from like it just feels like this movie came out in 2005 to me. Like from the level of jokes to the plot to the fucking song cue needle drops that they do. Like half of these songs are in Shrek 2. Songs are in Shrek 2. And the other half are in like, I don't know, 7 of the other movies that came out, like Monsters vs. Aliens or something like that. Like there's a movie, there's a song in here that's in the very first 5 seconds that was in Kill Bill. Like the joke that it comes from is from the original Kill Bill. Like what child is seeing that, and what parent that's not a lunatic like us is going to catch that reference? Like,
Right.
so yeah, I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
like every child, every kid under the age of 10, I think that's seeing this is having a great time with it. So like on
Oh,
one hand,
dude, there were kids in my theater having a ball.
yeah, like I feel like I can't kind of blame it for that. And like at the same time, you know, like I very distinctly remember my parents sleeping through Pokemon the first movie while I sat and wrapped attention, and that thing's terrible. So you know, I don't really know what else to say about it, but just like I did coming out of it based on the trailer and the little bit of hype that I had ahead of time. And then coming out of it, my immediate reaction was like, I really thought we were past this phase of movie making. So yeah, it is not a recommend for your boy, Nizakong, but you know, better luck next time, Nintendo and Illumination. Based on those box office numbers, we'll be getting a sequel.
There's a sequel.
So
There's a sequel.
Yeah.
There was something you said that I wanted to touch on, but I kind of forgot. Oh yeah, the kids thing. Kid next to me in the theater. Actually, you know what? Actually, there's not really that much of a spoiler. I can't even hold it back. It's the Mario movie. Loose spoiler, but kid next to me in the movie does not like the fact that Bowser likes a girl.
That he likes a girl?
Yeah, yeah.
Break that down to me again.
He was like, this is like an 8-year-old kid, but when Bowser first admits that he's in love with Princess Peach, he goes "ew" out loud. And honestly, that was the best part of the movie for me.
I could imagine. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Not too much to be proud of.
Right. I'm also a not recommend. This is like, it's fine, but this is definitely not something you need to really rush out and see. It'd be maybe fun to watch, you know, with your friends on a Friday night and just rip it apart. Or I don't know. There's probably other uses for it.
I will say, if you're a Mario head, it is chock-a-block with references and member berries.
Right. There's a lot of fan service for Mario fans, and enough that I was able to enjoy it.
Yeah, but the member berries get sour after a little bit.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's enough fan service there to make that part enjoyable too. There's, you know, references to gameplay and stuff. That was decent. I guess in the non-spoilers, we didn't talk about anything that was good. Voice acting was great, for the most part, I would say.
Was it?
I liked it. I will say there's a lot of good performances. Not every single one, but there are a lot of good ones, in my opinion. But maybe you can hint at who you don't like in the or not hint. You can just tell us who you don't like in the spoiler segment. But anyway, I think that Blake and Ty, you guys recommend?
No.
Not recommend.
Skip it.
No, I'm not recommending.
Skip it.
Skip it.
All right, fair enough. Well, if you have not seen the movie, you can go ahead and skip to the ranking of the movie. Hop upon our Entropy list. Just check that episode description where I've left a timestamp you can jump to. But we're gonna go ahead and head into spoilers. Spoiler time, Nathaniel.
Oh, I'm finding an appropriate spoiler noise this week because I think, didn't we say that Papa Schwartz didn't like the censor noise? So let's do this one.
He misses the old ones, you know. He misses the classics. He's a sucker for the classics.
All right, well, here, spoilers.
Ooh, okay, funky.
Ricket Scratch.
Oh, I forgot to put La La Land on my we're watching list. My bad.
Well, unfortunately, we're in spoilers, so no one will ever know unless they've seen the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
So no one will ever know.
So no one will ever know. What is there to spoil in this guy? There's not Yoshi.
Nothing. Like
Yoshi
we've
is
said,
not
there's really
in
nothing.
it. We
there's
came
no-
out. We came out of
What's
the
the movie here?
we came out of the movie, and Waz, who did overall all enjoy the movie, I should say, as the bigger Nintendo fan between the two of us. So my Nintendo fans are enjoying it, but he made the comment that like he's like, wow, they really just speed run that whole movie, like all of their IP basically just in one
Jam
90-minute little chunk.
Right. They burn everything. Yeah.
But you know what? The thing that I found bothering me probably the most in this movie overall was the fucking music. I really hated all of the song choices that were not orchestral variations of the.
You didn't like Peaches?
Oh, Peaches was fine. Peaches I don't care
Okay.
about. Peaches was fine. I'm talking about
That's
like
already my ringtone, by the way.
I'm talking about the fact that like they're picking their fucking Mario Kart and I'm hearing Thunderstruck. Like Mario as a concept, like it has some of the best music and like it's not like
it was huge. Like if you think about like
it's dudes
when
doing
audio actually came to video games,
right, like
and like the amount of time that went into those beats and like those specific things for those games and those moments in those games, like
it's 8-bit music, man, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, you don't have to change it.
I just don't understand, or like just do modern fucking songs. Like I felt like every song that they had on there was like from the 80s. Was like I Need a Hero, Thunderstruck, there was a couple of other ones that were in there as well too. There was Everybody Wants to Rule the World, wasn't it, or something like that was in there as well too.
It felt very Marvel copy in that sense.
I'm telling you, I'm just genuinely
inspired is the word you're looking for, Tyler.
4 of those songs are in Shrek 2. Like it's just I don't know, man. That just really bothered me.
Got under your skin.
It did. It really did. I just like again because I genuinely thought we were past this, and the fact that it came from the studio that like did Despicable Me, which is a good movie. Like
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm with you.
It's a solid point.
It is valid.
When we talk about, I mean, how much audio in general is important to us, just from watching a movie, regardless of the movie, and then the score is even that more important. It's a big part of the movie, especially something as iconic as Mario.
Well, I just think the parts where they do variations on the Mario themes and that kind of thing work gangbusters. Like I think they do really, really well, but it's just whatever. Anyways, I've talked about that enough.
The soundtrack, you don't like the soundtrack, you don't mind the score.
Correct. Yes. Visually, this movie looks awesome. I will say that the character models are all amazing. I think the textures on everything is really, really good.
What did you guys see it in?
I saw it in the Dolby.
Just regular digital. I wish I saw it in Dolby. I was actually thinking about that. I was like, I wonder if I'd enjoy this anymore with Dolby. And the answer is no, I wouldn't. But I'd at least hate myself less.
Check this. 3D.
No.
How was that?
No.
Whoa.
You just kind of blew my mind.
It was good.
Yeah.
I actually did not mind it. There are sometimes like when I saw Avatar: Way of the Water in 3D. Right. Obviously, you're trying to be more realistic there.
Yeah.
Whereas this, you obviously know you're just full animation. So it's definitely There were actual times where I was like, man, I'm actually wearing 3D glasses right now. Whereas in other movies, you're like, man, these fucking like this kind of sucks. I want to know what this looks like without all this.
Yeah.
And because it's full animation, it's pretty good. It was pretty seamless. I was actually very happy with the fact that I went and saw it in 3D. So,
well, I think I had an option for 3D screening, and you just made me a little upset that I didn't go see it in 3D. But
I think I'm just like
not be returning.
Like if there's a movie, I know the three of you are not. I'd say it's probably 90-10 chance that you guys are gonna go see it in 3D. So if I go see it in 3D, then I'm like, I know you guys didn't go see it. So now we at least have a little different point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this one wasn't bad.
I mean, it was just, I don't know. Maybe I did have to kind of lower my expectations to Adam's point, but like,
Letterboxd
as
Pro, man,
Nathaniel's kind of
it's great.
saying.
Best
Go-
subscription.
Go ahead, bro. What were you saying?
And I said Letterboxd Pro, man, it's great.
Oh,
Raise your expectations at will.
fair enough. I mean, it was just like, I don't know, for it to be like an animated children's movie, like there's the list of films that I would watch before this is infinite long. And that's not even an exaggeration. Right. So it's just, I don't know. I'll never watch this movie again, I guess. To be completely honest with you, I just
Yeah, I don't
don't
know if
see
I
what I
would.
would have to watch this movie again for.
Yeah.
And that's with the movie that has Anya Taylor-Joy in it. Anya, I should say.
Anya.
Very
Anya.
true. She was cool too as Princess Peach, and Jack Black
she was
definitely
great.
steals the show. I will say that much.
I will also say, Keegan-Michael Key, nearly unrecognizable as Toad. I think he did a fantastic job. I like what he went with the Toad, and I was like, I was actually just like, is that actually him? Like, just what he did with his voice was awesome, and I think it fit
Mhm.
well. And the fact that he was kind of unrecognizable, I just was like really impressed. Kind of a standout for me. Jack Black, of course, is great, but like he might have stole the show for me personally. And then Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. What a great casting. I think Larry David would have been perhaps a little bit better, but still, Fred Armisen did a great job. But I was like, imagine Larry David as Cranky Kong. I think that would have been too perfect.
I think Seth Rogen's underutilized as Donkey Kong.
I would agree.
I also think
Donkey Kong was very underwhelming.
I think everybody is, because you like you said earlier, you fucking jam pack this thing with everything that you have, with the exception of one thing, which is fucking stupid. If you're gonna show this much, why didn't you fucking show Yoshi?
right.
Yeah, good point. That's
Like,
yeah.
if you're gonna
I'm
fucking
double
put
downing. That's
everything
a
else
fucking
on the
triple
fucking
negative.
board, at least I know you get his species. The Yoshi's running in the background, and the pink one looks up and like sees where everybody's going. But like, at least put my man in like a cart, like flying by somewhere. Like, do
For sure.
something.
Well, you didn't.
For
You
sure.
guys didn't stay for the after credits scene.
No,
I don't
I
think
did
you
not.
could have paid me $5 to stay for the after credits.
No, I did not.
Well, that
And
was.
you know what I saw? I saw a bunch of families still sitting down, and I was like, I don't even care if there's an after the credit scene.
That's
Like,
exactly
I really
what I said.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, well-
I'm fucking leaving.
I was like, I normally would look it up for almost any other movie, but I got out of that movie and I was like, I don't care what it is, it's not worth it.
Well,
Yeah.
you will be shocked to learn it is a slow pan in on a Yoshi egg that cracks, and you hear the Yoshi sound.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to
cool.
watch it. I don't care. You ruined it for me.
yeah, I agree. I'm double down with Tyler. How could they not put Yoshi in this shit?
Yeah,
I mean, they give us one look at a dinosaur.
I think they had a core, they had a kernel, they were close to a good idea, which is you do the Super Mario Bros. And you do almost like the male version of Frozen. You focus it on the relationship between the brothers as Mario and Luigi, which like I think they start to build towards that in some parts, and even at the end when they like both team up to beat Bowser once they have the superpower star. But like you do that of like the relationship between Mario and Luigi, you cut out all of Donkey Kong, and you take like and you put Luigi in like the little Luigi Mansions type scenario where he has to
Which you
almost get. Like you almost get it.
and like he's in there with the flashlight and the scary thing, and then he's even shaking it like he does in the game, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. This could be so fucking good.
I know. I think you just you then have Mario and Peach do their own adventure. They're looking for Luigi or whatever. You have Luigi go through his bravery thing, and then you have the brothers team up together at the end to defeat Bowser. Bob's your uncle. There's your movie. But I don't understand why we shoehorned this whole Donkey Kong plot where they're like, oh, we're going to go to the Donkey Kong Kingdom to get the Donkey Kong army, which is immediately taken off the table. Like in the next scene that they get the Donkey Kong army. They're like,
Yep.
oh, we're going to stick you
And I
with
was
the...
excited. I was like, oh, cool. This might be a fun climax where we see the Kong army fight the Koopa army. Nope.
No, instead we're going to put him with a...
Nope. It's Rainbow Road.
Weird...
And it's not only that, it's a very underwhelming Rainbow Road.
Yeah, and the weird...
Which is like, they try to make Mario Mad Max, and I'm just confused.
Actually, I kind of liked the Rainbow Road sequence. I thought that was okay.
I was just underwhelmed.
I was entertained at least at that bit while that was going on. And then they stick Luigi in with a weird existential dread star.
Yeah, what was that?
That has the voice of a child.
Most out-of-pocket thing I've ever seen. It was honestly one of my favorite parts of the movie, but I was just like, why is this here?
Yeah, I don't know what bit of Mario lore that guy is from.
I don't either. I had no clue.
I don't know why he hates everyone and thinks living is suffering, but I find that funny. I don't know why he has the voice of a baby either, but who knows?
I don't know. It was hilarious. I loved it, but I had no idea why I was in the movie. Couldn't tell you.
I don't know, man. Like I
think
hope
they'll make a second one of these.
Yeah, it's in the bag already. It's already bought and paid for. But like, what I don't want to have happen is us to have to fucking talk about it for 3 weeks. You know, like just world. Can we just collectively be like, okay, the Mario movies, it's for kids. It's a kids movie. We're gonna leave it at that. Let's not write think pieces and have 40-year-old men get really upset and like threaten to burn down Illumination Studios so that the next like Mario movie we get has even more references and, you know, some weird thing where they're bending over backwards to please them. Like, let's just let the Mario movie be for kids and go be upset about something else.
I'm with you on that one. Were there any other good parts of the movie that we did enjoy though?
The DK rap. I'm glad the DK rap was in this. That was the opening scene in the Donkey Kong 64 game that I was talking about earlier that I got for Christmas. Was my first N64 console and video game.
I talked about like the DK.
Donkey Kong. Yep, that one. It's great. Look up the YouTube video later. DK rap. It's it'll make your life.
And Diddy Kong was cool.
Diddy Kong was there. That was nice.
The 2.5 seconds.
I liked the power-ups. I will say, I like in the Toad Kingdom how the power-ups were integrated, and they were like, "Hey, this is just something that happens here. It works.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it." Does Mario need to be from Brooklyn and have
I thought that was
a real world thing? Besides for the Bob Hoskins
by the end of the
movie.
movie, I was like, I'm kind of on board. Like, I'm kind of.
But I would almost say, like, wouldn't it be like? I know it's not. Maybe it's going against lore or something like that. But wouldn't it be interesting if like it would have been like opening in the Mushroom Kingdom, and he's like, "I'm a plumber," but here in the Toadstool Kingdom, you know, that means a lot different to what you're thinking. You should see the size of the pipes, you know. And then he's got to go in there with his. It's like being a knight, you know. It's he's running down these big pipes with his plunger, and he's fighting Goombas and stuff. Like, we don't need the Brooklyn bit. It's unless now, like, which who knows? It doesn't say in the movie if Bowser's Castle is just in the middle of New York now. I will see the second movie if they just have to deal with Bowser's Castle being
like
in the middle of Brooklyn all the time.
Like that was like Avengers level event in Brooklyn that can't just go unaddressed.
Yeah, I hope it isn't. I hope it's just there all the time now. I hope the Mushroom Kingdom is now fully integrated as one of the 5 boroughs.
Right, and then they have to like
That's
live
funny.
they have to learn how to live with each other, like in Jurassic Park World, Dominion or whatever.
Yeah,
They have
and
to
then
learn how
it
to
leads.
Got regular civilians with the Mario characters.
Yeah, and
Right,
then it
You
leads
got, like,
into
Toads
the.
waiting in line at the coffee shop, not understanding what's going on.
And then it
At
leads
this
into
point,
the.
if it takes place in New York, does this cross place? Does this cross with the Scream franchise
Oh,
Yes,
there you go.
Yes, it does.
Whoa.
and the Avengers? Avengers in New York, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
well, I mean, just
And John Wick.
John Wick in the Mario universe. There you go. There's
Probably
a
Fast
fun
and the
one.
Furious too at some point.
I'm sure they've been to New York. Yeah.
Family.
Well, what about Spider-Verse? That would be the other animated
Ooh, there
one
you go.
set in
Yeah,
New
he's from
York.
Queens.
Yeah. Brooklyn.
This movie
Were you
honestly just has
gonna say
very
something,
few
Nathaniel?
rewarding qualities.
Oh,
in my
I was
opinion.
gonna say
But it
that.
does look
Yeah.
cool. I would say it looks cool for sure.
It's just funny because like they probably think like if the more shit we put in here, the more people are gonna like it, and it's like the complete opposite.
Well,
They
like,
could have made this so long, like they could have carried this out for so long, and now in my opinion, the
kinda wish they
material's so
would've.
gone. I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind it.
it just I
There's a lot
yeah,
here.
if they loaded right, there is a lot there, and I mean there is and there isn't. Like in this movie, there's not a lot there, but there could have been. You know, like there's
Yeah,
a lot of Mario games. There's a lot of spin-off games with Yoshi's Island, Luigi's Mansion. Like these could all be their own individual movies, and rather than just touch on all of them in 90 minutes, like spread it out a little bit. You know it's a Mario movie. You know it's gonna do decent. Like it's not gonna flop just because of the IP. Like you know you're probably gonna get a sequel. Like you kind of know that going in. Like why burn it all in
yeah.
one match? Like I don't know.
yeah, it's very strange for me where you think of Nintendo as this like famously protective company, you know, and between the animated series and the Bob Hoskins movie, they just backed any of their IP out of any film franchises for 30 years now. And now they join up with Illumination, and you know they put it in animated style, which I think makes sense for them. And like this is just what this is their big opening salvo. Like, I mean, at the same time, it's gonna make it's a moot point, and there is like discussing it to this level is silly, but I don't know. I hope that if they are gonna continue with this, which seems like they will, and it seems like they got a good thing with Illumination and stuff, just put some more effort into making it, I guess, for everyone as well too. Because like we're gonna have to go see these movies because you know kids will be seeing them. I want to at least not blow my brains out by the end of it.
Now you're starting to sound like that Blue Star, whatever the hell its name is.
I do like existential Blue Star.
was-
yeah,
That was
the best part
probably
of
my
the
favorite
movie.
character. Yeah,
Yo, yeah, 100%.
living
yeah.
is suffering. It's all pain.
yeah.
Sweet
He's like,
release of
"Yay,
death.
mercy."
Mercy.
Which like, and he was able to float out of the cage at any
Yeah,
given time.
the whole time. Yeah, exactly. He could get out at any moment. Yeah, give me that spin-off movie, please.
Reminded me of Soul.
A little bit.
It did a little bit, yeah. What a movie.
Anywho, we ready to rank this bad boy?
I believe so. There's not much more to say about it, for better or for worse.
For sure.
Welcome back, listeners who skipped over the spoiler segment of the podcast. We're going to go ahead and throw up the movie up upon our Entropy list. For those of you who do not know, the Entropy list is Back Row Banter's official list of every movie we have reviewed, regardless of genre or regardless of anything else. All on one fantastic list. If you wanted to see the list for yourself, you can do so by checking the episode description, where it is linked to my Letterboxd Pro. Let me bring up the list here real quick for you.
So we what? Thinking top 20, top 15. Where are we at here, fellas?
I'm top 10 at least. It's just a matter of which one, you know?
We would honestly end this podcast if this film got.
Correct. No one would listen anymore. It would end itself.
Honestly, I've got a pretty good idea.
All right, let her rip. Let her rip.
I might get a lot of. I
Bring it
may get a
back.
lot of flack for that. Yeah, let me bring it back. Let me bring it back. I'm gonna go 124.
Below Antlers, above F9. Okay.
Is that the Anya Taylor-Joy Anya Taylor-Joy
Yeah.
rising?
And originally, I was gonna put it below High Tension,
Mm.
but I was like, that nah.
I'll put it below high tension. Just don't ask me twice.
Yeah, I think High Tension has got the short end of the stick, fellas. But I'll leave it at 124 right now. We'll see what the consensus says.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna pad mine up a little bit more than I would, in that it is like I feel like I am not giving it enough credit as a kids movie, and as a nostalgia bait or member berries for some folks. So I'm gonna put it next to my own member berries movie, which is at 128, below Jurassic World Dominion, above Borat subsequent movie film.
Above Borat's subsequent movie film.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of rough. I would probably put Borat above
No.
this, but yeah,
Here you
that's
go.
where I'm slotting it right now. 120, 128.
All right, 128. For Nathaniel, Tyler, do you have an idea before I give my final? I'm still
Kinda.
kind of in between.
I'm gonna split the Chris Pratts, and I'm gonna put this at 127. So below the Tomorrow War, above Jurassic World.
You're not splitting shit. You're just adding. You're adding Chris Pratt.
Yeah, you're injecting another Pratt into the mix.
And then you said 128, right?
That's correct. So I'm making
All right.
a Pratt train in that sense. I'm throwing on a Pratt caboose.
I'm splitting the diff. I like the
I'm
White
doing-
Claws from the Tomorrow War. They're
Right.
dope. So
White Claws are dope.
Was that really their name? What was their name? White Tooth? White Fangs?
White Tails, White something.
No.
It was definitely White something, man.
Yeah, it was like
Was
White Fang. No, that's the book. That's the dog. White Teeth. Yeah, Blake, you might be right there. But White Claw is like, it was something like that. White Claw is definitely the funniest version of that name.
the White Spikes.
Well, that's
White
what
Spikes.
it was.
White Spikes, that's what it was.
God,
What a
that's
dumbass
all
name.
three of
Yeah,
those
I knew
are
it was
better
White
names than that. Yeah, White Tooth is better than that than White Spike. Jesus,
Yikes.
that's an Amazon
Hilarious.
movie. Bezos out there.
Waiting for Tomorrow War 2.
That's the
Anyway.
Amazon essentials of a movie. Is what that fucking is. That movie is. It's just a shittier knockoff of Live, Die, Repeat. Just
Yes, it is.
streamlined and made for. All right, I'm sorry. I'm not here to shit on the Tomorrow War anymore. Tyler's splitting the diffs.
So to be clear, so Tyler's at 127.
Yeah,
Nathaniel, what are you at?
128.
128. Okay. I'm at 124.
Yep, and we're waiting for Adam.
Okay.
I'm gonna lock it in at 129, below Borat's subsequent movie film and above Zack Snyder's piece of shit Justice League cut thing.
Zack
Hey,
See,
Snyder.
and that's kind of where I was teeing guys, right? So I seen High Tension and I was like, oh my god, I think High Tension is infinitely better than this, especially what it's done for like the horror genre. And then I seen Snyder Cut Justice League and I was like, okay, possibly. But then Wonder Woman 1984 is right there, and that's bad. Like this may be just as bad as that film, like all jokes aside. So
yeah.
it's tough, man. Fellas to the jury, can I amend my draft selection?
Of course, it's not locked in yet.
Fuck.
Bullshit. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. I'm rocking High Tension. I've seen that thing get buried to the fucking masses. I've got to put this shit at 136.
There it is.
No, I can't really blame you too much.
High Tension is awesome. Alexander Aja has done a lot of genre.
You said 136?
Yeah.
I don't know if we
Alright,
call it awesome,
136.
but
I was 129. Nathaniel was 128, 120. And then Ty, you were
127.
Oh my
127.
gosh.
127.
I'm on Letterboxd while Adam's doing that math. I see Adam's rating for a High Tension on Letterboxd. What do you think it is, guys?
Pretty sure it's a 1-star, isn't it?
It's a fucking 1.5.
1.5. Yep.
Jesus, Adam.
And
Love it.
I stick by it.
Oh man. Yeah. 1.5 is pretty bad, dude.
And so is that movie. All right.
fair
So with
enough.
all of our rankings, even out. 130 is our ranking. So that goes
Tiebreaker.
above Wonder Woman 1984
Ayo.
and above and below Zack Snyder's piece of shit Justice League. Heyo. What a ranking. What a
Yeah,
film.
so that's actually the lowest. Actually, no, we had Black Adam not too long ago.
Correct.
Fuck you, Black Adam.
So lowest ranking since October of 2022. So what's that now? I guess that's 5 months ago, 6 months ago. Holy shit.
Yeah, time flies.
Time does fly. So yeah, lowest ranking in the past 6 months. So not a good look, Mario.
Not a good look at all.
Wherever you're at.
Not a good start, bud.
All right. Well, slotted in there at 130 is the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Try again next time. Illumination. So sorry it didn't work out. All right. That being said, our next review is going to be a little film called what is it called? Renfield? Is that the Dracula? I don't know.
I believe it is
Renfield, right?
Renfield, yeah.
Just Renfield.
Is that only in theaters?
Oh, yes.
Fellas?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be in theaters. Nicolas Cage returning to the entry list. I don't know what entry this is. Probably only 2. Does he have
Well, he's in
another?
Pig. I don't think we did the unbearable weight of massive talent.
We have
I think
not.
it's
No.
Pig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably just Pig. That doesn't feel. No, The
Oh,
Rock.
Rock.
yeah.
The Rock, yeah. We got The Rock.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
there's no way. There's no way. It's just Pig. All right, Super Mario Bros.
But he's back.
But he's back. Yes, making another appearance. Appearance number 3, climbing up there on the Entropy list leaderboards. All right, so that's a review for next week. What's next here in the outro part of the podcast? 5-star review, Nathaniel.
We do not have a 5-star review, folks, but if you do want to give us a 5-star review in Apple Podcasts, I will read it out here on the podcast. Please do think about it. It does help us grow. It helps us show up in the old algorithms, keeps our name relevant in the fresh searches and all that good stuff. So if you want to give us a 5-star review, I will read it out here. You can say whatever you want. You can be mean, you can be funny, you can be nice. Just don't be evil. And yeah, that being said, share the podcast. Help us out.
Yeah, share with a friend, a family member, a Goomba.
Or Goomba.
Yeah, I don't know who you want to share with. It doesn't really matter. Anybody, as long as it's somebody, you know. I don't really have anything to relate to this movie because why would I?
Because I'm actually alive and I'm a human being.
If you're seeing this in 3D and there's another person in the theater seeing it in 3D, maybe tell them to watch or listen to the Back Row Banter. Watch it too. You know, come see us in 3D.
Right. Whenever that happens.
No, in
video
person.
will
That's
come
what I
up-
mean.
Oh, you mean straight up in person? Okay.
The third
Gotcha.
dimension. In person.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Cool. If you don't want to share the podcast or if you've already done so, you can go ahead and follow the podcast to support it. Follow us on Twitter at BanterRow, on Instagram at Back Row Banter Pod, and our YouTube is just Back Row Banter. If you want to send us email for any questions, comments, concerns, grievances, anything of that sort, it's backrowbanterpod at gmail.com. BlakeHolder, if the people want to find you, where can they do so, my man?
Letterboxd, BlakeHolder. I'll be on there logging some things out of 10 or out of 5. Excuse me, 5 stars. Pardon me. Yeah, that'll be it. Letterboxd, BlakeHolder. I'll pass it over to. We'll go Ty, I guess. Yeah, sorry about that, guy.
Twitch.tv/Ultra Bajo. I haven't streamed in a couple of weeks. I don't know why. I think I'm just lazy or either that or I'm really busy. But yeah, that's Ultra Bajo 87, and then Twitter, Letterboxd, and Instagram. Is that what I say? I don't
That's
know.
right.
All Tyler Dallas, VID, alias Nathaniel.
You can find me on Twitter and Letterboxd at NSGangrick. You can find me on Instagram, NathanielG92. Sandpiper Tapes is my other podcast. Adam, get us on out of here.
you can find me on Twitter at H24, on Letterboxd at H, and on Twitch whenever I get back to streaming, which is hopefully soon. That will be twitch.tv/HAYYSH. I think that's going to do it here for episode 142. Join us next week for our review of Renfield. Thank you all for listening, especially if you made it this far into the episode. You're my favorite type of listener. We'll be RB.
Be excellent to each other, everyone, and we will be RB.
Thanks for stopping by, and we appreciate you for anything you can do to help us grow, and even just for hanging out with us. Other than that, just be good to one another. You never know where somebody's at in their journey or their day, and we'll be RB.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for the support. We wouldn't be able to continue this podcast if it wasn't for you. So, as we always say, as long as you're at least doing one thing you enjoy every day, then you're living the best life. So, we'll be RB.
American. Ready for another lesson.
So I got an alert on my phone today that the first hit for the cycle in Marlin's history was done today. And that kind of got me thinking. There's no
You're gonna have to break that down.
Yeah, so
to me. I don't know
that
what
was
that means.
that got me thinking. There's some weird, just kind of cool things that sometimes happen in baseball that can't really happen too much in other sports. So for you, Blake, hitting for the cycle is when you, as a batter, hit a single, a double, a triple, and a home run in the same game.
Oh wow.
So it's very difficult.
Yeah,
to
I
do.
can imagine that's not common.
No, yeah. Like guys
Yeah,
will
it's not.
obviously go their whole career and not do it. Like as I said, that's
For
the first
sure.
one in Marlins history that someone on the Marlins has done this. So, and then there's just weird guys. Like some guys have done it multiple times. Like it's just a strange thing that just pops up.
Yeah.
That got me thinking too about how like baseball also has like no hitters and perfect games or that kind of thing, where like really the only thing you could more or less do in like football would be like a shutout, I suppose.
Yeah, that'd probably be your closest thing. That's difficult though.
Well,
But
I
a
mean,
no hitter is obviously a no hitter is super difficult too. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're probably right. You're about on par.
but like I don't know if there's anything as like as hard as a perfect game.
Yeah, that's up there for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to look at stats behind that. I could imagine though there's more. I guess let me ask you this: does a no hitter occur every year in the MLB?
There's probably been about one a year. Now you're also talking
Okay.
152
No, there was like
games.
7 last year.
Yeah, but at least one a year is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
But
usually
then-
at least 1 a year.
Perfect games, there's
Gotcha,
been like
but-
35 in history.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a perfect game and a no hitter?
Perfect game is no one reaches
Um,
base at all.
yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
No hitter,
No hitters like
you can
they
walk
can get-
someone,
Because
hit
no
by
one
pitch.
actually hit the ball.
Yeah, they
Right?
can
Or
reach.
if they did
basically.
and they get caught is an out. That still counts as a no hitter, correct?
Correct. Yeah. No
Yeah,
hitter.
something.
No hitter is someone can reach base by air, by hit by pitch, by walk. Like there's guys that have thrown no hitters and lost the game still. But
I got you.
perfect game, no one reaches base. 27
I
up,
got you.
27 down.
I got you. So yeah, with that, then I mean, I don't know. There is a larger intake of games though in the MLB, but I guess I would kind of talking out of my ass here. I can't imagine the last time there was a shutout in the NFL.
Really?
That's
Just,
like very
someone scores
I
no
don't think
points.
it's that common. I don't think it's that common.
Like no
Uh,
points in a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't see a lot.
I bet that's happened more often than you think.
You think so?
Yeah,
I
teams
can't
getting
imagine that's
skunked.
happening in the next. Normally, people can put up the garbage time touchdown, the garbage time field goal. Seeing the 21 rip like at the professional level, I feel like is rare. At college, though, I feel like you do see that at a higher clip for sure, because the talent level is just drastically different from like watching Georgia play TCU or something like
For
that.
sure.
Let me see. can I Google this? NFL
This is it's
games.
the
Last playoff game was 2016.
Yeah. Who's
But
that?
otherwise, Kansas City versus
What's up?
Texans.
That does sound kind of familiar. Yeah.
But as far as shutouts go,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing Niners beat the
yeah.
Saints this year 13-0.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, I mean,
guys.
yeah, it's
San Fran beat
a higher clip on here.
San Fran beat New Orleans. New Orleans beat Las Vegas.
Yeah.
New England beat
Oh,
Detroit.
I told you that this morning.
No,
and
you're
you were
right.
Like, what'd they do with
You're right.
Kevin
You got
Ellie?
5 this past year.
Yeah.
Okay, good call.
But you are likely. I mean, I really don't know. I would say that a no hitter is probably harder for sure.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, just because you're relying on you.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, that's just the pitcher.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, there's a lot of other stuff that go into like, you know, the rest of your team getting outs and stuff like that, or, you know, right plays happening right time. But, and you, like you said, you see so much, there's such a larger influx of games in MLB season than there is in the NFL season.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. What are they playing baseball? Is it 186?
162.
52.
60, 62.
Oh,
I think.
162.
I think, yeah.
Anybody know how many games they play in hockey?
No idea.
80 something.
Holy shit,
Okay,
I didn't
so
know it
it's
was
like-
that many.
It's close to the basketball schedule.
I think it's closer to the basketball schedule. It might be less than that. It might be like in the 60s or 70s.
Okay.
Talk about a
Makes
sport
sense.
that
The
is an
playoff
absolute
schedule is like basketball too. The
murder on
rest
your
of stuff.
body.